Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's practice. We are going to be kind of combining a gentle yoga practice and then ending in a really nice, relaxed yin session. So I hope that this gives you just some time to unwind, get a little bit of movement, a little bit of relaxation, and ideally lead you to just feeling really good from the inside out. So for today's practice, I want you to have a couple of blocks, ideally. If you don't have blocks, you could use a bolster or a pillow or something like that, and a strap. If you don't have a strap, use a belt. Anything like that will do. Even a towel will work. You'll want a long one though, okay? So we're gonna start in a kneeling position. So what I would recommend is either sitting like this or taking a block, or you might even find that you benefit from 2 blocks. So give yourself all the support you need. If kneeling is not an option for you, that's fine. You can just sit on your easy cross-legged position or in a chair, and that'll be perfectly fine, okay? So let's take a moment to just close the eyes, let the hands rest into your knees as you just start to roll through the shoulders. And then just take one more circle that way, and then you're gonna start to go the other direction with that circle. And then allow your shoulders to soften down. So just kind of like nuzzle your way into this position and lift out of it. Taking a moment here to just check in with how you feel landing on your mat today. Doing your best to just dissolve any of the distractions going on around you, and then start to focus on the distractions within you. Where's your mind trying to pull you right now? What is it that's tugging at your attention? Can you just let it go and give yourself full permission to just be here for you for this next little while? So I want you to start to breathe a little bit deeper into your belly. And simultaneously working to fill the back of your body with your breath. And just try to create a little bit of a balance between your inhale and your exhale. And just take one more breath like that. On your next inhale, start to open up the eyes, bringing the breath just to its natural, normal pace. You're gonna grab a hold of your strap, and then you're gonna unravel it if it's wound up like mine. And then from here, if you've got quite a long strap that you're working with, you can go ahead and double it up right now. And you're gonna grab your hands just about a shoulder width apart, maybe a touch wider if you're feeling really tight in the shoulders. So draw your shoulders down your back, and then what I want you to get a sense of is pulling on the strap, and then imagine like you're squeezing a little pencil with your shoulder blades. Hug the front of the ribs together, and then you're gonna inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. Take a nice big breath in, and then let's exhale, leaning over towards the left, breathing into the right side of your body. Now, what you want to be mindful of is not pulling so much that your right bicep is getting close to your ear. You still want the even amount of space from the ears to the head, or from the arms to the head. Take one more breath. Inhale, come all the way up. And then slowly take your time and come to the other side, just breathing into the left. So as you pull with your left hand, let it be a reminder to soften that shoulder down your back and plug it in. On your next inhale, we'll slowly come back to center. Now, look up towards the sky, start to lift up and lean back as you open and expand the chest. Just take one more breath, and then imagine like you're trying to lift your hips either off the block or the heels, wherever you are, and then slowly come back down. So now I'm gonna ask you to take quite a generous width within the hands, and then you're gonna just kind of test this first one out. So your arms are gonna reach up towards the sky. You're gonna reach back behind you. It should feel really sticky. So if you don't have any element of hesitation, bring your hands a little bit closer. But if you have to bend your elbows to get the arms straight back, bring your hands a little wider, okay? So you're gonna pull out on the strap, draw your shoulders down your back, and then we're just gonna lift up like half an inch, and then slowly lower back down. And again, lifting it up, and then slowly lowering it down. You can close your eyes with me if you'd like. Again, this should require a lot of focus and attention to keep it with the breath. Just one more time, really good job. And then you're gonna hold it on the down, start to press the strap back and lift out of the waist. Take just one more breath and then slowly come all the way up and over. Perfect. So we are done with that. What you're gonna do now is take your time, bring your hands forward. If you were utilizing a prop, you're gonna just get rid of that now and come into tabletop. Now, you're gonna tuck your toes underneath, and you're gonna, maybe if you're like me, the pinky toe needs a little bit of help getting there. You're gonna come sitting on top of your heels, but for many of us, this will be a lot, just even being here. So you might even actually take your hands under your blocks or your hands over top of your blocks, and then scooping from there to take some pressure off. You might find that you can come up into an upright position. You might even find that you can join me in interlocking the fingers and then reaching the arms up. And then you're just gonna breathe deeply here. So hugging the ribs in, you're gonna feel a little more stretch into the bottoms of those feet. And then from there, just really try to dig down and lift up from there. We're gonna hold here for just a couple more breaths. Now make sure that whatever you do, you just give yourself the support you need to make this breathable. Often when we come into the bottoms of the feet, lots of people will just choose to skip it, and I promise the worse this feels, the more you need it. We do not give our feet nearly enough love. One more breath. And then on your next inhale, you're gonna slowly take your time and then release that. So come into a tabletop position, untuck the toes, and just give those feet a little bit of a tap, okay? Now, from this position, what we're gonna do is we're gonna inhale, hug the belly button into the spine, slide your right leg back, and then flex the foot and slide it out to the side. So you're gonna have your heel in line with your left knee. You're walking your hands forward, and then inching the way forward, you're gonna tuck your left toes under, and then you're gonna exhale, just slowly shift the weight back. And then inhale, slowly coming forward, opening and expanding the chest, and then exhale, shifting the weight back. Inhale, 2 more times, just softening, exhale, and bring it back. Last one, inhale, coming forward, and then exhale, holding the weight back, and then just breathing deeply here. Trying to connect a little bit more with the outer edge of your right foot. And just feel how that translates into a deeper stretch through that right inner thigh. One more breath. And then on your inhale, slowly take your time and bring your hands back right underneath your shoulders. Take an inhale, heart forward, and then you're gonna bring your left hand to your hip. Now, lengthen your heart forward. Make sure you're pressing into both your feet. And then you're gonna rotate your left shoulder up, and then left arm is gonna reach up towards the sky. So make sure you're not collapsing into the right hand. Right shoulder stays sliding down your back. And then as you reach the left arm up higher, I want you to press into the outer edge of your right foot more. Just take one more breath with me. And then slowly bring your hand back down. Now, bend your right knee and start to just wiggle your right foot forward. You're gonna come all the way to the top edge of the mat and then walk your hands accordingly. So when you shift the weight forward, right knee should stack. You're gonna open and expand the chest. And then exhale, just shift the weight back. 2 more times like that. Inhale, opening the chest. And then exhale, slowly bring the weight back. One more time. Inhale, opening up. And then exhale, bringing the weight back. Now on the next one, you're gonna start the same, inhaling, coming forward, and then you're just gonna circle it around a little bit. So just really starting to kind of open up into those hips. There's no right or wrong way to do this, so try not to look and mimic what I'm doing. Just like circle around in your hips, wiggle it out in your spine a little bit. Take one more this direction, and then you'll start to go the other way. And the point here is not to do it in a specific way, but again, like explore a little bit and just really kind of tapping into where you need to be. And then on your next inhale, lengthen the heart forward, plant the palms flat, and then let's slowly slide that right leg back. Arms are gonna walk even further forward, and then you're gonna sway the hips just really, really gently side to side. And then settle into the center. Forehead is gently pressing into the floor or a block if that's a little too far. Take one more breath here. And as you press into your hands, lengthen the sides of your body and then let that upper back melt. On your next inhale, slowly lengthen the heart forward. And then now from here, you're gonna walk your hands right underneath your shoulders again. We're gonna slide the left leg back and then flex the foot. Take the leg out to the side so that it's in line with your right knee. Your toes should face forward. You're gonna walk your hands forward now, lengthen the heart forward, and then tuck your right toes. As you exhale, just shift the weight back. Inhaling, coming forward, open and expand the chest. And then exhale, slowly shift the weight back. Inhale, come forward, open and expand the chest. And then exhale, shift the weight back. We're gonna do that 2 more times. So try to make this really fluid like water. The only way to do that is utilizing the breath, my friends. So make sure you're breathing deeply here. 1 more time. Exhale, shifting the weight back. We'll hold here for a moment, just pressing into the outer edge of your left foot and breathing to that inner thigh. Still feeling that stretch in the bottom of the right foot. And then just with your hands, kind of like draw that left shoulder down a little bit more. Lengthen the heart forward. Take 1 more breath. And then inhale, slowly come forward. Untuck your right toes, plant your palms directly under your shoulders, and lengthen your heart forward. So right hand starts at the hip. You might already notice that left shoulder wanting to collapse. So pull it in, hug the ribs in, and rotate your right shoulder open. On your inhale, right arm reaches up to the sky. Breathing deeply here, and with every inhale, try to lengthen your spine a little more. And then as you exhale, reach up a little bit higher. 1 more breath. And then slowly taking your time, bring your right hand down. So now you're gonna bend that left knee, wiggle the foot forward, and then bring it to the edge of your mat. So you want the shift when you bring it forward, the knee to stack, but then you wanna make sure that the foot is still a little wider than your hip. Exhale, shift the weight back. Inhale, come forward. Again, take that whole breath to play with the depth. Exhale. So we just slow it down a little bit so that we're not rushing to the edge, but breathing and softening into it. Last one here. And then we'll start the same, but you'll inhale, come forward, and then now you're just gonna circle around. And just meeting that with your breath. Try to move with the spine a little bit. Let the head rock a little bit. 1 more this direction. It should feel a little bit weird, a little awkward. And then start to go the other direction. Good. And then take your time as you inhale, heart lengthens forward. You're gonna plant the palms and then slide that left knee back. Now, coming right into that tabletop again, so your hands will slide a little bit closer. You're just gonna wiggle it out a little bit. Notice how that feels. And then just take a moment here to turn your fingertips towards your knees. It might be somewhere in between, that's fine. And all you're gonna do from here this might be it. This is a lot. So press into your hands, open the chest. If you can still breathe, you're gonna soften the elbows. Now, it's not gonna be a big bend. You're just gonna soften the elbows, press into the hands, and then breathe into that. You might even start to open the chest a little. Just make sure you're not scrunching, right? We're really staying connected. Take just one more breath. And then you're gonna keep the position of the hands, but straighten the arms and then just round your spine like an angry cat. So you're pressing into the tops of the feet, hugging that belly button into your spine and closing the front of the ribs. Take one more big inhale. And then exhale, just come back to that neutral position. You're gonna take your time, bring your fingertips to face forward, and then kick your feet out to one side. Take your time and then extend the legs straight out in front. So from this position, what you're gonna do is scooch right to the top of the mat so that your heels are at the edge of it. And then you're gonna bend into your knees and you're gonna plant your feet or hug your feet in as close as you can. Now, take a second to just kind of flutter the feet, flutter the knees a couple times. And then what you're gonna do is actually bring your hands behind your back. So you're gonna kickstand into the hands, meaning you don't lean into them, but instead you press out of them. And then you're gonna hinge forward. And then you're gonna inhale, lean back, and extend the legs forward. And then inhale, come back, bend the knees, hinge forward, exhale. Inhale back, exhale forward. We're just gonna do this a few times. And just kind of waking up into the hips each time. It's like we break through another little layer of tension in the hips and the hamstrings. Continue to use the hands to create length in the spine. Just a couple of more. And then holding the weight forward, you're gonna roll your weight up to a straight spine and then just bring your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Let the toes flop, hands are gonna come resting on top. We're gonna take a nice big deep breath in and then you're just gonna slowly lower down. And then your hands, they may touch the feet, they certainly don't need to. You're gonna let your head be heavy. And then I want you to just really gently rock the head side to side. Find that sweet spot to settle into, and then just let your shoulders melt. So now we kind of just soften into that yin side. Now the body's had a little bit of time to move and work through any stiff energy, stiff thoughts or emotions. And now you just allow yourself to be exactly where you are without any effort at all. Just let every part of you pour down into the mat. And if you find this feels a little bit too much on the neck, please feel free to grab your block or your cushion or whatever it is you're using and let your head rest, okay? I don't want you to feel any stress or strain. Just continue to breathe deeply. Notice if there's anything else you're holding on to. Just soften, let it go. Come back to the rhythmic flow of your inhale and exhale. Just allow yourself 3 more deep, full, nourishing breaths here. going to take your time and roll yourself all the way up. And then just take a pause here as you lift tall. Feel your shoulders slide and melt down your back. And then you're going to make sure you have all of the props, the blocks, I should say, with you. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and bend into the knees. You're going to scooch forward a little bit just so the toes are right at the edge of the mat. And then the arms are going to reach straight ahead. So you're going to take a nice big deep breath in, lift up tall, and then just tuck your tailbone. Slowly lower down one vertebra at a time. Make sure you're breathing and softening along the way. And then when you come down, we're going to bend into the knees. Now, from this position, you're going to grab your block or your cushion, whatever you're working with, and bring it right beside one of your hips. Doesn't matter which one. You're going to press down through your feet and then peel your hips up, sliding that block right underneath your sacrum, so right into the lowest part of your spine. Then what you're going to do is interlock your fingers around the right leg, and then you're going to just rock that right knee side to side. And then once you settle into that space, soften your shoulders, and then you may consider lengthening your left leg. It might not go all the way. You might find it's better somewhere in between. You might keep it fully bent, but find your position here. And then just allow every part of you to soften and settle into the mat. Just notice if your eyes could be a little heavier. Cheeks could be a little softer. Giving up whatever you need to create space for just you and your body letting go. Give yourself just 3 more breaths here. Once you've exhaled out all the air, take your time and just slowly bend into the left knee. And then from that position, hug both knees in towards the chest. And then release your right foot flat. Continuing to interlock the fingers just now around the left shin. Rock the leg a little bit side to side. And then settle into that space. Make sure your shoulders are soft. And see if you can lengthen your right leg down onto the mat. And just breathe. Whatever it is that comes up, as it will come up, just remember that it's not about stopping things from coming in. It's about you utilizing that power, that ability to dissolve whatever comes in so that it doesn't affect you, that it doesn't rob you of your ability to relax in this moment right where you are. Everything else can wait for now. Just give yourself 3 more breaths here. you've exhaled out all the air, slowly release the left foot down to the ground. And then bend into the right knee. Now this is just an option if you want to go a little bit deeper for your supported bridge. You're going to press through your feet. If you're working with a block, you could lift the hips and flip the block and then rest it down. And then if that doesn't feel good, just come back to the first place, or you could, double up your cushions if you're using that, and then just bring your hands to the front of the hips and extend the legs long. Maybe see if you could benefit from a little bit more space in between the feet, inch your shoulders a little bit, and then only if it feels good, just start to reach the arms up and back. Just literally allow every part of you to soften and settle. Allowing yourself to just slowly just come into this space where gravity is doing all the work for you. You just breathe. If there's anything you're holding on, we're just going to lay here for another moment in peace and quiet. And whatever gets loud, you just choose to let it go. Allow yourself just 3 more breaths. Once you've exhaled out all the air, let's slowly bring the arms back down by your side. You're going to slide one knee and bend the foot. Other way around. Bend the knee, slide the foot, and then press through the feet. Gently lift the hips. If you've taken that higher option, just lower down to that low setting. Let the hips soften and take a breath. You may even choose to let the knees buckle in. And then on your next inhale, open the knees back to hip width. Gently lift the hips and then lower the hips down as you remove the block. So now from this position, you're going to walk your feet even wider now. Draw the knees in towards one another. And then from there, just kind of bring your hands once again to your hips and just kind of feel that as you rotate inward. Notice the resistance that you feel into the outer edges of the hips, and then just breathe into that. We'll take one more breath. And then you're going to open the knees up, let the arms open like a T. And then from that position, you're going to take your right heel and take it on the outside of the left knee. As you exhale, you're going to slowly let the knees draw over to the right. And then inhale, come back to the center. We're going to do it 2 more times. Exhale and gently twist it out. Inhale, coming back to the center. 1 more time. Exhale, twist it out. This time, make it just as much about your left shoulder melting as it is about finding the twist. Feel free to use your blocks and support that right leg if you need. But just close your eyes and let them fall to the left side. Just feel this gentle reach as the outer edge of the right heel pulls the left knee a little more active. We won't be here too long. So just soften and rinse out anything you need. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, take your time, bring your head back to center. Plant the right foot flat, and then just really slowly bring the knees back to the center. And just pause. Take a deep breath in. And a slow, soft sigh out. On your next inhale, left heel hooks the outside of the right knee, and then you're just going to really slowly let the knees drop over to the left. And then inhale, coming back to the center. Doing that 2 more times. Exhale over to the left side. And inhale, coming back to the center. Last one, taking your time, propping yourself up if you need, and then allowing, as you really let that right shoulder soften, let the closed eyes follow if that feels good for the neck. And then you just relax and soften and settle. Just feel that gentle opposition of the right shoulder melting and the right hip, right thigh opening as your spine just soaks up this twist. Take 1 more breath. On your inhale, bring your head back to center, followed by the legs, and then this time you're gonna slowly walk your feet together, grab a hold of your blocks, and then you're gonna let your knees flop out. Now I want you to be really supported in this position, so shouldn't feel like there's any effort required. So the closer the blocks are to the hips, the more supportive this will be. Palms are flipped up. Tuck your chin towards your chest. And then maybe even just rock your head a little bit side to side. And then just take your time as you settle into the center. And then 1 more time, just join me in taking a deep breath in through the nose. And a deep sigh through your mouth. And then you just breathe. Just slowly bringing your awareness back into your body, but dissolving any sense of urgency to move. Just feel your breath. Maybe perhaps taking 1 more soft or even a deep sigh, whatever you need. Just notice the release, the internal shift that occurs with that big release of your breath. And then slowly take your time, wiggle through your fingers and your toes. And then you're just going to slowly draw the knees together and then walk the feet a little bit apart. Move the block over on the left-hand side of your body. Scoot your hips a tiny bit to the right and then just curl over onto your left side. Take a breath. And then on your next inhale, slowly push yourself up. And then you can come into kneeling or cross-legged position, whatever feels best for you. Just bring your hands to your heart, close your eyes, and take a moment to just thank yourself for this practice, so nourishing for both your body and your mind. And I hope that you feel better. And I hope that you can let this set the tone to just continue to take notice, like a little inventory as to where your breath is, what the qualities of it, the depth of it. And just continue to deepen that breath with your focus so you can relax through the rest of your day. Namaste. Take the best care, everyone.